Hello and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Steve Lubetkin. Since the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 2022 that an individual's right to carry a gun in public for self-defense is protected by the Second Amendment, a rising number of citizens nationwide have made the decision to seek gun carry permits. In New Jersey, in part as a response to the Supreme Court decision, in the case known as New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, Inc. v. Bruen, or Bruen for short, a two-part permitting process is in place. To purchase a gun in New Jersey, you need to apply for a firearms identification card, and then to carry the gun in public, you need a firearms carry permit, which is a separate application. Researchers for the nonprofit Rise Against Hate have found that New Jersey's firearms carry permit process appears to reject black applicants for gun carry permits at rates that are many times higher than the rejection rate for white applicants. Rise Against Hate is a nonprofit seeking to raise awareness about racism and civil rights, investigate racial disparities, and provide public awareness about the law. Joining us to talk about the Rise Against Hate findings on New Jersey's gun permitting process is Benjamin Shore, one of the authors of the study, which is available on the Rise Against Hate website at riseagainsthate.org. Ben, thanks for joining us on the program today.
Thanks for having me here.
So you edited this report on the disparity in terms of gun permit approvals by race in New Jersey. What was it that made you decide to look into this subject?
Absolutely. So at Rise Against Hate, we investigate racial disparities in all aspects of the law and law enforcement and government and policy. And John Petrolino had released a report that said that black individuals were twice as likely to be denied a permit to carry than a white individual. So we went ahead, did a little bit of digging, and found out that the state had some data available, although we had to do a lot of work to make it usable. And unfortunately, we found out that the disparity was significantly higher than we first expected.
You found a disparity in Ocean County where people of color, black people, were 50 times more likely to be rejected for a carry permit.
Yes, that's correct. Over 50 times more likely to be rejected based on population size.
And across the state, it was about 10 times more likely. What do you think is behind the disparities?
So unfortunately, it appears that there is this disqualifier where it is subject to contrary to public health, welfare, public safety catch-all. So essentially, one police department had published that it is a discretionary and subjective measure. So essentially, police departments are using their own bias and thoughts about it. And I think it's important to note that every individual that is applying for a permit to carry has already obtained the firearm ID card, and the standards are identical. So all these people are pre-approved, pre-screened, pre-qualified, and then went ahead and applied for the permit to carry. Same standards, but unfortunately were denied.
So the difference between the two credentials, if you will, is the firearms ID card is the card that allows you to purchase firearms.
Yes. And the other is to carry.
The permit is to carry it. So people were being approved to purchase them, but they weren't being approved to carry them.
Yes, that is correct.
In the context of the recent Supreme Court decision in Bruen that made it more difficult for states to deny people the right to carry weapons, what do you think, what kind of conclusions do you think you can draw about the attitude of state officials towards people who want permission to carry weapons?
Well, from our research, we identified that it's definitely different in every state. Some states are definitely streamlining the process to obtain firearms. Other states are making it more difficult. I guess you could objectively say that after the Bruen decision, New Jersey made the law significantly more difficult, added a whole bunch of new requirements, and perhaps are not as friendly as some other states may be in terms of gun permitting.
Does it lead you to any conclusions about firearms ownership in New Jersey? What's the consequence for various communities of these kinds of disparities in permitting decisions?
Yeah, so the unfortunate part here is that black individuals and Hispanic individuals are those who are being impacted the most by New Jersey's current permit to carry system. The research shows that Black individuals and Hispanic individuals are denied at incredibly alarming rates. It doesn't really make too much sense because, as we stated, everyone has to get a firearm ID card first, and that's the first hurdle. And the standards are exactly the same for the permit to carry. So it's really unfortunate that we're seeing this happen, and based on our statistical analysis, it's not by chance. Race is indeed a factor in your ability to obtain a permit to carry.
What do you think would be good solutions to resolving that and making the process more fair across the various racial categories?
I think one of the first things that we could do is transparency matters, because as you can see from this study, thankfully you're helping raise awareness of this issue by having me here. But being more transparent about how the process is done will definitely help overall structure and for people to look into it and really get down to the bottom of this. Second, in terms of some of these disqualifiers, they really should be objective. I know the state says that this, contrary to public health, welfare, safety, is technically objective, but there are police permits out there to which we have cited to that have specifically posted on their website that it is subjective and it's up to the officer's discretion. With that said, if the state were to adopt some objective standards and stick to them, I think we would be good, because we would see a lot less of these denials, as the majority of these denials were from the subjective catch-all.
Well, Ben, thanks very much for being with us. We appreciate you taking the time to talk about it. And do you have any sense of whether anything is going to change? Is there any opportunity for changes to be made, or is anybody talking about that?
So a few state legislatures have actually gone ahead and maybe tweeted about it, talked about it online. We did reach out to the governor's office and the attorney general's office. Unfortunately, they did not reply. So we're not necessarily too hopeful here, but we thought it was an important issue where disparities exist. They must be addressed, and to see that a Black person in the state of New Jersey is over 10 times more likely to be denied versus a white person, it's unfair.
We thank you for the analysis. We thank you for taking the time to talk to us about it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
That will wrap things up for this edition of SBN Newsmakers. If you have comments or suggestions about our programs, please email me at the email address on the screen. We'll have a link to the gun carry permit study at statebroadcastnews.com. And if you'd like more information about Rise Against Hate, visit riseagainst.hate.org. For everyone here at State Broadcast News, I'm Steve Lubetkin. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you out there on the net. Take good care.